All right, friends, welcome, welcome. We are live here. I see we have a couple of viewers already. So if you're here, whether you're on Facebook, and I think we're live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, my Facebook profile, my Facebook, wherever you are, say hi and I will find you and see what's up. I'm going to assume most of you are over on Facebook. I can see Sandra in the room. Nice to see you here, Sandra. Great, fabulous. People making their way in. I'm really excited for today. I'm going to be completely honest. I've got the worst headache in the world. I am up to the eyeballs in ibuprofen, but hopefully, that will do the trick and I'll be fine in no time. But today's very casual. I'm here to answer your questions. I'm here to answer your questions about your VA or freelance business, your future VA or freelance business. And I'm also here to give you a bit of a behind the scenes of the Virtual Excellence Academy so that you can make a decision that feels good for you. Hey, Christine, I see all the comments popping up here now. Wonderful to see you here. What's up, Gianna? Nice to see you. All right, so before anything, I'm going to jump into the questions that were left before I went live. I'm going to prioritize those. If you have questions, things that might come up as I'm speaking, things that just been on your mind, feel free to drop them. Kim is behind the scenes here as well. She's going to be tagging those questions for me so I can get to them. I'm here for you today. I'm here to just give you as much value as possible. If you're just feeling stuck, if you're feeling unsure, if you've got a niggling question that's been bothering you, let me tackle it. Let's jump into things. Alrighty, friends. I'm going to just get these questions up. In the meantime, you might want to get a little notepad ready. You might find some little nuggets of wisdom, even from other people's questions. Let's have a look here. So, Janine, wonderful. Janine is here. Fabulous. Janine says, I would like to get a better idea of the variety of VA jobs, the typical starting point for a beginner, and the majority of what people actually do. Additionally, I work remotely now, but I'm wondering if this is really for me because I miss having coworkers present. There are benefits to remote work that I love, but any ideas you can give on how you balance this personally? Yes, yes, and yes. So I'll talk about the different types of tasks and roles that VAs are taking, and I'll talk a little bit about which ones I see really taking off right now, in terms of what people are actually doing, what people are actually paying for as well. So number one, people are paying for VAs who can wear a lot of hats when it comes to automations, integrations. Now, you don't have to be extremely technical savvy, like tech savvy, to do that. That's a lot of things you can learn. And I want to address the elephant in the room, and I would keep talking about it on the last session I did. But AI, if you have AI skills or you're willing to learn AI tools, this is something that's going to really set you apart. Even if you're offering administrative services, using AI tools to enhance your experience for your clients, make your work more efficient, you can actually take on more clients by using AI, is a really cool thing that you can do now. But those are some of the big things I'm seeing. I would say that it really is going to depend, Janine, on what types of services you enjoy doing. You get to enjoy what you do when you do this kind of work. Now, I'm not going to try and say that you're going to enjoy what you do every day of your life. Absolutely not, because that's insane and impossible, right? Doesn't matter what kind of work you do. You could do the thing that you absolutely love the most in the world, and there's still going to be hard days. But with this, you do get to choose. So as I've talked about in the last masterclass and in all of my programs that I talk about, there are three kind of main buckets. You've got technical tasks, creative tasks, and then you've got did I say creative? Admin tasks, sorry. And then you've also got people who skip over all those buckets, or they have a combination of one or two of them. So wherever you're landing, that's going to be a good indication of where to start looking in terms of what services you want to offer. But I will say out the gate, some of the really big ones we're seeing right now are automations, integrations, admin, but done with the use of AI. So a little bit more future forward thinking on the technical front, on the technology front. And then things like social media and content repurposing are not going anywhere. People need that, whether it's done by a human or by a human using AI. People want to outsource that. What else is there that's really hot? Podcast management's really hot right now. You can make a niche for yourself in any of the kind of directions. In fact, I'm going to ask Kim to head over to our blog. She's got a list of like 100 VA type services you can offer, and that is not exhaustive. That's just to start your brain ticking and thinking about what's possible for you with the skills that you have now and maybe the skills that you want to develop. What is up, Vivka, in the chat here? Nice to see you. It's going to change what you enjoy doing. As you do it, you'll be like, oh, I really didn't like doing social media management, or I really didn't like doing the admin work, or I love doing more project management. I loved managing the team, and then that's a direction that you can head in. But the scope is very, very wide. But some of those things that I mentioned are some of the things that are pretty hot right now that we're seeing our clients looking for specifically from our Virtual Excellence Academy grads, for example. So I hope that helps. Your second question, I think it was about kind of loneliness and the feeling that like you like having your coworkers in office, which I totally get. So that's one of the reasons the Virtual Excellence Academy was made. Honestly, when I got started, I was desperately in search of other people doing what I did because I wanted to connect with people. I'm like, while I'm an introvert, I'm also like one of those social introverts that like needs it sometimes, and then I need to go back and retreat. But when I needed it and didn't have it, I created it for myself. And honestly, the Virtual Excellence Academy was founded on that premise that we need to do things together, that we need to do things in community. And so it's not just like a support group where it's like, ask your question and get your question answered. While it is that, we have weekly co-working where you jump in and you can actually work with the other people in the group. So you're getting to know them. I'm actually going to just share the screen here because I think this is a relevant part here. When you work online, you have a choice. You can isolate yourself, you can work on your own. But when you join a community of like-minded people who are going to celebrate you every step of the way, not only is that just so much more fulfilling, like you said, you're getting that kind of fulfillment with the co-working, your co-workers, yeah, but you also get that in the co-working in the Virtual Excellence Academy. But you're also, you have a choice to like meet up with these people in real life, right? You have that flexibility that you can take your laptop and move somewhere, or just go on a trip somewhere, or go and work across town, or go to someone's house. And so what we're finding in the Virtual Excellence Academy is that there are so many people who are meeting around the world pretty much on a weekly basis. There are official meets, there are unofficial meets, there are people who just live in the same cities or the same town or the same region, or they find themselves in the same place they're vacationing at. So I think what we have is really special in regards to kind of addressing that need that you have, which is that the feeling of camaraderie, the feeling of connectedness to others. And that's not something a lot of freelancers have. So I think that that's what really sets our program apart. If I'm completely honest, we've had a lot of people come from other programs like ours, or, who promise to have similar things like ours. And then when they get to our community, when they get to our course, they're like, wow, I was kind of like getting by, I was getting gigs, but I felt really disconnected. And now I feel part of something bigger. And I have this abundant referral network, and I have these people I genuinely think are friends. Things went from like here to here. So it really is such a powerful piece. And I always say to anybody who's considering joining the VEA, I want you to consider that the community aspect is 50% of the experience. It's not a nice to have. It's an essential part of a holistic experience. So, whether you join or not, I encourage you to make some buddies that you can work online with, co-work with them, set up a little group. But that's a lot of things that you'll get in our community itself. And I will just take a moment here for anybody who's coming in a little bit later. First of all, say hi. Let me know where you're listening from. I always love that. And two, I'm here to answer questions today. So if you have questions about your virtual assistant or freelance business, or your virtual assistant or freelance business to be, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'm here to serve you today. And I also just want to make clear that we have just over 24 hours left for enrollment during this period for the Virtual Excellence Academy. I'm actually going to put up on the screen, that's the URL that you can go to check everything out that you get. I will be sharing my screen shortly. I'll be sharing a bit more behind the scenes today. So I know in the masterclass, I talked about what you get a lot. I talked about the bonuses, which I will cover as well today. But I also want to show you like what the actual course looks like. We'll go through a few of the lessons together. I'll show you what the community is like, so you can really get a feel for everything. I'm not just saying like you'll feel it and you'll see it. I'm a very visual person, so I like to do these little extra sessions where you can visualize what it is that's on offer here, this opportunity for you. So I will be talking about that. What is up, Shell? Nice to see you here. All right, this is cool. I've never used this tool to go live on so many different platforms, and I'm seeing the little comments from the different platforms. We've got LinkedIn. Shell's listening on LinkedIn. Sherry in South Carolina's on Facebook. This is very cool. I was testing this for the first time on multiple platforms. It works. Alrighty, let's get to the second question. I hope that helps where you're at, Janine, and I hope that was insightful. What's up, Anita? Nice to see you here. She says, anyone in Southeast North Carolina or near Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, love an in-person meetup. Anita, I'm pretty sure in the inner circle is the community that comes to the VEA. If you go to the world map, I'm pretty sure there's quite a few in that region. So go take a look at that. Kim says, friendship is making the whole business journey so much more fun. I've also found that the kinds of people who are betting on themselves in that way are so much more engaged in life in general. Yeah, like I feel like if you're kind of inclined towards this type of work, or this type of community, you're probably a pretty cool person. It takes a certain type of person. I don't know if anyone got my email this morning, but I call those people like the conductors, right? Like the conductors of their own life. They understand that they have the lead role in their life and that they need the great instruments around them to have like this symphony of freedom, this symphony of living life the way they want to live life. And so I call those people the conductors. They're the weirdos, the outliers, the people that know they're sort of made for a bit more, or that they can do more, that there's more opportunities out there than what is initially presented to them. It's the people who are questioning, who are curious. Those are the conductors. And so I think we have a fabulous community of them. All right, let me get to my second lot of questions here. So Shell, I know I did answer you on LinkedIn already. You had a question about, you said you were thinking about taking a couple of Coursera type courses to gain skills and current tools used as a VA. I'm really starting from scratch. This will boost my confidence. Is that advisable? If so, what are common tasks requested by clients and most used tools? I'm more suited to administrative work. So I know I did talk about that on LinkedIn, and I'm just going to reiterate kind of what I said for everyone here who might be having similar questions. Coursera courses can be good. It depends. But what I will say is that it's not going to give you the full picture of what it is to be a VA or a freelancer, from all the business skills, the mindset skills, the community we just talked about, access to job opportunities. I do think something like the Virtual Excellence Academy is more holistic in that sense, because you're also getting that tools training. But not only are you getting tools training, you're getting how to market, how to sell, how to give a great experience to your clients, how to deal with tough situations. You've got a community of people, actual people, not just randoms that you can't connect with, who can support you when it comes to sort of like getting feedback on your portfolio or a pitch you did, or maybe you get a speaking gig at some point, because there's so many different ways that opportunities open up for you when you start working for yourself. But having people to bounce ideas around with is really powerful. So I would say, instead of trying to piecemeal things together, if you're already looking at making a few investments in some calls, have a good look through the VEA curriculum, which I'm going to show you today as well, because we do cover all of those essential tools that you'll need to know as a virtual assistant or a freelancer. Everything from project management tools to communication tools to graphic design tools, everything and anything in between, CRMs, WordPress, podcasting tools. So you'll learn a lot of that, as well as the more holistic, like how to run a business and get the support and feedback you need along the way. So I hope that answers your question. I'm actually just going to drop the link, or maybe Kim can drop the link in the chat for the VEA for anyone who's looking at that. I just want to reiterate that we have 24 hours left for enrollment in this period. We have a few spots left. We're open for 24 hours, and we have some incredible bonuses available right now, which I'm going to talk about later. Lucy is one of our amazing alumni. In fact, we just got her certificate, I think just a few weeks ago, Lucy. So I want to congratulate you once again. She said, I've been getting illustration jobs for the past 2 weeks. Love that for you. So excited for you, Lucy. Congratulations. It's wonderful to hear. I also had the pleasure of meeting Lucy a bunch of times, twice, but it felt like a bunch because we just spent a week together in Madeira last year for VAcation. It's our annual retreat that we run. So we love Lucy. Isn't that a show? I love Lucy. It is. Alrighty, let's move to the next question. Let's see. Yeah, and just to address as well, I know that Shell, you said like you're a complete beginner. The VEA is from complete beginner to specialized professional. It's an A to Z program. And, one of the cool things is those ongoing educational opportunities that you have. So, for example, we have quarterly AI labs. So we have one of the world's leading AI experts, Brittany Long. She comes in every quarter, if not a little bit more regularly. If there's like a big shift in the AI world, we'll get her in, so that you guys can stay on top of things. You can offer the latest and the greatest to your clients and keep on top of your game as well. I'm going to be doing a session in the next month. I'm still deciding on my topic, but there's many topics. I'm trying not to do AI topics myself because Brittany does them so much better, but I'm very excited about a few things I've been learning. And I'm always in there to share things that I'm learning as I go, to share opportunities, to support you, all those things. So I think it's also the ongoing element as well. It's like you're starting as a beginner, but you've got this for years to come. You pay once, you have this for years. Some of our members have been here literally 7, 8, 9 years. They still get so much value out of it. So much value. And they so generously give back to others, which I think speaks to the power of that community dynamic that we have. It's not just people coming in and getting what they need. They're coming in, they're getting what they need. They're feeling so supported that they feel that they genuinely want to give back to this community. People like Beata, people like Kara, just going to shout them both out because these people are just so generously giving the knowledge that they have gained over years of being in this community and running their own businesses to support the newbies that come through. So while I'm like, great, you get access to me and my team, you're also getting access to this incredible group of experts across the board from every kind of work online niche there could be. So if you want to, pick people's brains, it's like brain picking heaven. All right. Let's have a look here. Tanya says, I can't join live. That's no problem. I hope you're watching the replay. Hi, Tanya. But I have a question. In the course, is there a breakdown on steps for onboarding clients? What practical steps and what software applications are used for this to make onboarding tech easy to follow? Yes, there is. We have a whole module designed to support you. In onboarding clients, but not just onboarding clients, like the whole client journey. So we actually have a module on before you land the client, all the tools you want to know, during working with the client, offboarding a client. But there is actually an onboarding checklist. And then throughout that rest of that module, you've got all the tools that you'll need to implement that checklist effectively. And we also sprinkle into it a lot of things about client experience. So there's one thing is onboarding a client and kind of just checking off the checklist. And there's another thing, which is personalizing it and tailoring it into an experience that only you can give. So of course we give you guidelines on how to do that, but we're prompting you to create a really unique experience, which helps you create a really, awesome service set and gives people a really good feel good factor, which leads to repeat referrals, repeat business, rave reviews, the 5 R's as we call them. And it's super cool because it really does take you from just doing the things and doing them in a way that is so unique and will just set you apart. And you can charge premium rates for that. There are statistics around this that people will pay more for the experience and the way you make them feel, than the product or the price. Like that's how impactful client experience is. And that's why it's such a big part of the program as well. If you opt for the legacy version of the VEA as well, we've also got the VEA legacy, the client experience masterclass in there, which is an even deeper dive into client experience. It's such a big thing for me, and I love it. And I really hope that you take that on board, whether you join or not. That client experience is the difference, makes a difference. So yes, the answer to that is yes. We have an onboarding checklist. We have all the tools that you'll need to do that, depending on, and there's multiple tools that you can use. So we've got things like Dubsado. We show you how to use Canva if you want to make assets with that for that process. How to get paid, like everything is in there for you to refer to, time and time again. Okie dokie, great question. Thank you for answering that. Ruth says, let's have a look. I'm excited about this. I'm not worried about my skills. Great. But I only want to work part-time or on a project basis. I'm horrible at 2 things. Okay, 3. 1 is selling myself. 2, graphics, irrelevant to my skill set. And parking is 3. I like you, Ruth. I don't even have a driving license, so you're a step ahead of me. Boy, I cannot park a car, says Ruth. Anyway, negotiating for myself and selling myself, dreadful. I could have been an agent for others, just not for myself. All right, we're going to do a little reframe here, Ruth. Is Ruth in the house? We're going to do a little reframe here. I want to make, if there's one little mindset switch you can make when it comes to selling, and I'll be transparent. When I started my business, I was really scared about the concept of selling, right? Not wanting to come across as sleazy, not wanting to, I think it was also just a fear of visibility, because what happens when you make the jump mentally to think to yourself, well, I'm not offering a scam service. I'm not offering something people don't want or I haven't asked for. I'm not charging an extortionate amount that this is unreasonable. When you realize that you're doing something from a place of integrity, then you're solving a real problem. You're not selling. You're just telling people facts. You're just like, this is what I have to offer, right? In the same way that now I have to remember that now when I come on here and tell you about the VEA, I'm like, it's not salesy. It's not, I'm just telling you what's in there, because if you're interested, you need to know that, right? If you're curious about any type of purchase you want to make, you want to have the information. You need to know the facts. I'm in the process of buying a rental property right now, and I'm really like, I want to know the facts. I'm bothering the people that I'm dealing with because I'm like, I need to know the facts. I want to know, sell me, pitch me, baby, you know? So I think it's really important that you make that switch from feeling like you're a salesy person to feeling like you're just someone who has something to offer and you're telling people facts. Because the fact of the matter is, if people are booking calls with you, which if you follow the kind of structure and the ways that we teach you to land clients in the Virtual Excellence Academy, you're going to have clients booking in calls with you. It's not just going to be random people that you're pitching. It's going to be people who are deciding that they probably want to work with you and want to have a conversation with you. So you've already passed that barrier. They want to hear what you have to say. They want to be sold to. And if you don't want to use the word sales call, don't use discovery call, clarity call. I think it's the verbiage, but it's also the way you think about it. When you genuinely can back what you are offering, when you can genuinely say, I feel good about what I offer and I'm good at what I do, and I provide a transformation for people, it's not selling. You're just telling people facts. And when you tell people facts, what's really cool is if you get a rejection, because you will get rejections. We all get rejections. When you get a rejection, you can just not take it personally. You're like, okay, they don't like those facts. They want different facts, right? It's not a personal stain on you. So I always say that when people say no, it's an NO. It's a new opportunity. Okay, out of alignment. Cool. Who's next, right? Next person's going to be in better alignment, especially if you're showing up as yourself, especially if you are enjoying the process, especially if you believe in what you are selling, what you're offering, how you're serving people. So I think there's a really big reframe to be made there. And I think, you've said that you're not worried about your skills. If you're not worried about your skills, what are you worried about then? Because there's something here. There's a little mindset niggle here going on, because you've clearly got skills that you're confident in. What is your fear? And I wish you were here in the comments, because I would love to do a little back and forth with you. But second, I'm just going to bring up the graphics. I mean, if it's irrelevant to your skill set, no problem. You don't have to offer them. There might be little things you have to do on Canva, but Canva has 1,000,000,001 templates for simple things. You don't need to worry too much about that. And it's not something you have to offer in the same way that, I think one of the other big misconceptions is that people think they need to have this whole suite of technical skills to get started. You absolutely don't. If you're here watching this, you're able to comment in the chat, you've been able to receive my emails, you came to the webinar, whatever, you already have some level of technical prowess that is enough to get started. There's creative skills out there, there's admin skills out there, there's a whole myriad of skills out there. So don't feel like you need to offer graphics. And parking, I can't help you with that one. Sorry, don't have a license. But I think there's a mindset reframe there on the selling, and maybe just switching that to I'm telling people facts. I always remind that to myself as well. I'm not going to say it's going to change overnight. Mindset work is ongoing work. Like anything, you go to therapy because you've got an issue about something. The issue doesn't necessarily go away. You learn how to manage it better. You learn how to deal with it when it rears its ugly head, right? You say, oh, okay, I'm in charge of my reactions to this. I'm in charge of how I behave. But you can't always change how you feel, right? I'm still introverted and I still get really scared before I get onto a live session like this. But I've learned to manage that. I've found coping mechanisms, not even coping mechanisms. I genuinely enjoy doing these live sessions now, but there's always that little thing that comes up at the beginning. And then I have to go and have a little chat with myself. And I'm like, everything's fine. You're safe. You're good. People who are hanging out with you want to be listening to you. They want to be here. They want to be hanging out on this Saturday afternoon with you. So a few little reframes there. And again, I wish you were here live because I'd love to back and forth with you, but I hope that already gives you a little bit of something that can give you a bit of a reframe. Hashtag reframe if that was landing for you and feels like something you needed to hear as well. Lucy said, I've shown the VEA my sales graphic to get feedback, and it really helped. The veterans gave me ideas that I forgot I didn't think of to sell. Love that, Lucy. Yeah, there's so much amazing feedback you get from so many brilliant minds in there, one of them being yourself, Lucy. All right, let's get to the next question. I want to make sure. Okay, Sarah is asking, do I need a resume to resume? That was a weird word. Do I need a resume to start out as a VA? Short answer is no. Absolutely not. What's up, Sam? Nice to see you. I'll see you at the barbecue tomorrow. Let me just take a sip of my drink. Sorry about that. Need to hydrate. No, you don't need a resume. This isn't the kind of career where a resume is typically expected of you or requested. What is expected, and there's multiple ways that you can deliver this, and there's multiple ways that we support you in delivering those things in the VEA, but is some way to demonstrate that you can do what you say you can do. Now, it could be something that looks more like a more traditional resume, but that is often not required and is a little, just that pinch too formal for this kind of work oftentimes. A portfolio is great. And you can create a portfolio. It doesn't matter what kind of line of work you're in. You need to start thinking outside the box a little bit about how you would create a portfolio. We give you examples exactly how to do that from lots of our members, and then, a guide on how to create a portfolio in the VEA itself. But, if, for example, you're let's say a graphic designer, you can present that on a website. You can present it in Google Drive. You could have an Instagram feed that's just all your graphics. If you're a social media manager, but your social media itself is your portfolio, right? If you're telling people, I can get you great numbers and stuff and all this great following and engagement, your Instagram could be the example of that. You're going to want to build it up anyway because you want to attract clients. If you're a writer, you might have a blog that's a demonstration of the work you say you can do. You just need to be able to prove that you can do what you say you do. And so a resume is not quite the thing in this arena. Now, that's not to say that you can't have some sort of one pager that explains your services, something like that. A lot of our members do that as well, but it's kind of framed more as a portfolio. It's got a couple of case studies in it. It's got a list of services. So it's more of like a menu of what they can do rather than here's my entire history. Because honestly, no one cares about your history. If they know you can do what you say you can do, no one cares if you have a formal education. No one cares if you worked 40 years in corporate. No one cares, right? Okay, it might be helpful and it's something you can reference, but it's not really relevant in that sense anymore. Let's have a look. Resley, what do you mean? It is the 26th of July today. What is up, Resley? Nice to see you here. Lucy says mine's a bunch of stuff and it changes all the time. Yeah. As long as you can show people, if you can show Lucy, you're a really good example of this because I love like the reels that you make and the memes that you make. You're doing a really good job of demonstrating what you say you can do and putting it out there. Like, how else are people going to know that if you tell them on a boring piece of paper, right? A lot of the work we do is visual, and then it's getting on the call with that person. Then it's setting them at ease with the other things, making sure you're active listening, making sure you know what their real motivation for wanting your services are, because they might be saying, well, I really want someone to do my graphics for me, but what they really mean is I want some more time. Or what they really mean is I actually really enjoy doing this, but I'm swamped in my other work, or I'm not getting any time with my family, or I'd love to take a vacation, or I actually hate doing this thing, but I haven't been able to, when you can listen to what they really need, then you can provide a solution that's tailor-made for them. And it's not just making them graphics, it's the client experience that comes in. Anyway, we talk about that all in the VEA. I'm going on a tangent here, but I want to just give you as much valuable information as possible here today. Okay, Janine says, I saw there is an AI specialist in the training. I'm glad that you mentioned Brittany, but where do you recommend we start to learn AI to start the groundwork? So Brittany, if you go into the Virtual Excellence Academy and you scroll on down to the section, I believe it's called Up Level Your Career, or it's the one right above that. I might be getting it wrong, but it's one of those sections. There is a foundational training on AI and ChatGPT that I did. So you have training in the modules as well. It's not just Brittany coming in every quarter. There is AI baked into the modules too. And actually something that we're adding quite a lot more of, because a lot of the tools that people are using now have AI functionality. So we're currently, switching out as things change. One of the cool things about the program too is it's kept up to date. You're not getting out of date training. I think I said it in the masterclass, but there are 4 sort of key things, 4 factors that we see. And we've trained 40,000 people through Digital Nomad Kit. And with that, there's 4 sort of main factors that really for us, we've noticed determine whether someone's successful or not. And it's having access to these. Number 1 is accountability. Kim, thank you. It's in module 9, automation and AI for freelancers. So jump into that. That's going to be where you can get started with some of the foundational stuff. Set yourself up on some of those tools, have a play around, use what you learn from that, and then come to Brittany's sessions to keep on top of the latest and greatest of what's going on in the AI field. So accountability, of course, you're getting accountability with the community, everything we've talked about. Community, actually, like that general sense of like camaraderie and doing it together, not just accountability, like someone holding you accountable for doing the stuff, but actually having a sense of togetherness that I think Shell was kind of referencing earlier. What else do we have? We have up-to-date learning. That was one of the big ones. There is so much noise out there. There are so many courses. I think we talked about Coursera, Udemy, Skillshare. I don't even know if it's a thing anymore. All those types of platforms. There's nothing wrong with you taking little courses on an as and when needed basis. Even LinkedIn Learning, for example, sometimes I'll dip in there and do a little course here or there. There's something very specific that I want to know at that moment. But not having up-to-date learning and knowing that it's up to date does keep people in the dark, and it does keep people behind their peers in this industry. So having access to that is really, really, really essential. Yeah, Janine says there's definitely not a noise. Oh, I'm just going to turn this off. Sorry, my mechanic is calling me. This damn car has been a nightmare. We've had a car for a year and a half. A year and a half. Anyway, never story, never time. Bane of my life right now. Yes. So I'm going to move on to the next question because I'm going on tangents again here. But yeah, Janine, jump into that module. That's the one that's going to support you with getting started there. All right. So Gianna says, my question is stating your credentials on your portfolio or bio necessary? It depends. If you think it's relevant to the role that you're doing, then yeah, of course, include it. I'm not saying academic experience doesn't count whatsoever. Of course, there's real value in certain degrees and there's real value in certain academic, experience. And of course, all your experience you've done today is essential, but what's more essential is to pull the parts out of it that are relevant, right? In the same way that you would write a resume, except with a resume, they still want to see, the name of the company, blah, blah, blah. You need that less. What you need more of is just pulling out the parts that are important, that are relevant. If it's irrelevant, don't put it. Like, I'm not going to put on my profile that I think I do actually, but I could probably remove on my profile that I worked with husky dogs. It is completely irrelevant to what I do now. But what did I get from that experience? I learned about social dynamics. I learned how to work with young adults. We have a program where we work with young adults, for example, for the Virtual Excellence Academy. I worked with young adults. We were doing a lot of problem solving together. So you want to pull out those little things, but not necessarily like I was a dog trainer and worked with kids with dogs. Like, it's not relevant, I mean, if it's a fun fact and it adds to the personality, great. So I think the answer for you, Gianna, is it depends. You don't have to list everything out like you might in a resume or even on your LinkedIn profile if you're looking for a more traditional type of employment. But you can pick and choose what you want to put on there. I'd definitely keep it a little more fun leaning though. All right. So that actually, I think, brings us to the end of the questions. If you have questions, you can drop them. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go behind the curtain. I want to show you what the program looks like. I want to show you what some of the lessons are. I'll show you some of the new additions we've made recently. And I do want to show you the community because it's freaking cool. And it's really, I will say, like, this is where I struggle to demonstrate the value of this community, because once people get in it, they're like, oh man, if I'd known it was like this, I would have joined years ago, right? But it's really hard to get that across. And so I want to show it to you and hope that it lands with you as well, because I think that's the best way to do this. Let me get my screen shared, and you'll just have to give me one moment because I have to open up the correct page. But in the meantime, if anyone has questions, drop them. If anyone has comments, drop them. If anyone just wants to say something nice to someone else in the chat, drop it. If anyone wants to just drop one word, how they're feeling today, drop it. And yeah, well, how about we do that? Let's just have a check-in here. How are you feeling right on this Saturday? Just one word in the chat. I'm feeling grateful. I'm feeling grateful to be hanging out with you, and I'm feeling grateful that these headache pills are kicking in. And I had a little nap earlier. That was good. Kim's feeling excited. Fabulous, Kim. Alrighty. Let's get this up. I want to see how a couple more people are feeling. I'm not here alone. I know you got your keyboards at the ready. I want to see how 2 more people are feeling in the chat here before I move on. You know me. I like to know that this is a two-way street. Let's have a look. Janine is feeling hopeful. I love that, Janine. Christina's feeling inspired. I love that, Christine. Fabulous. All right. And now we have permission to move on. Thank you for letting me know I'm not here alone. Gianna is feeling productive. Love that for you. Kim and I have been extremely productive this week. It feels good. Okay, so before anything, I'm going to share just the Shell's feeling relaxed. Love that for you, Shell. Sorry. I'm going to show you the sales page, although we should just call it the facts page now, shouldn't we? I'm going to show you that because I want to just reiterate what you're getting in terms of bonuses and pricing before I go behind the scenes here. But you do have 1 day, 11 hours, 57 seconds, and 57 minutes and 13 seconds now for enrollment this period. We do cohorts so that we can support you more sort of, what's the word, strongly, more in depth in those, pertinent first few months. Typically, we find that people need a lot more support in those first few months. So we do kind of keep it a little bit smaller. We limit it to 70 people, and our team can effectively support you in a more personalized way that way. This is for virtual assistants, OBMs, freelancers, coaches, consultants. If you sell services online, the Virtual Excellence Academy is for you. I would recommend taking a look through some of these testimonials. We can read a couple out. Let's have a look at Andrea. She says, I joined 2 years ago. My life completely changed for the better. It's by far my favorite place online. No matter what the issue, the community is a safe space, diverse, unique space. And to be honest, I've never seen any other online community like it. The team hosts self-care, digital decluttering, networking, co-working sessions, and more. One of my retainer clients from the matchmaking service where Hannah introduces the perfect VA depending on the client's need and personality. Getting this course will likely change your life for the better too. The Legacy Edition is much better if you plan to build your website and build a business for real, one that lasts longer than your jobs you've had. If you considered this career for the long run, you're in the right place. That's actually a great one. Andrea's been around for years and she's fabulous. And we've got some newer folks here. Like, we put a good mix of testimonials in here of like people who joined last week and people who joined 8-9 years ago, because it's cool for you to see that people aren't just succeeding in the short term. They're sticking around for years and they're supporting the newbies and they're still getting opportunities and referrals from this community. So when you think about it like that, and you think about what this program costs, and you think about how long you'll be in here and how long you'll have access to all this amazing stuff, it pays for itself over and over and over and over again. Okay, so you can watch reviews here. I think I talked about that in the masterclass, that we are currently and have been for the past almost 2 years ranked the #1 virtual assistant course on eBizFacts. Not only that, we are ranked the #1 how to make money online course out of all the courses they have ranked out of 82 courses. So we are top of the top on one of the most respected review sites for online courses. Let's have a look here. You can go read through all this in your own time if you'd like, but I want to get to the community part again. Forever support, no additional fees. A lot of programs will charge you a fee, or you only have limited access to the community afterwards. You get exclusive job opportunities. You get in monthly educational sessions with experts. You get personalized support from me on a daily basis, but every 2 weeks we have dedicated AMAs for me to go more in depth with individuals. We have weekly co-working, monthly self-care and community sessions, and we have the presidency where we have a very democratic process where we vote for people who we would like to see in charge of the group for a little while, and that person gets to flex their social media, community management skills, and see what they want to bring to life into the community happening. So there's always fresh, cool stuff happening. What are some of the things we've had? Kim, remind me. What are some of the things we've had from previous presidents? We've had fitness challenges. We've had book clubs. We've had one where the president engaged a bunch of different experts from the group and had each week for 8 weeks someone talk on a different topic. So we had public speaking, we had video editing, we had someone on e-commerce management. And that was just one presidency. She just engaged so many other people. It was super cool. What else have we had? Celebration Clearing Desire by Kim. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to bring Kim on a little bit to talk about her role in the VEA as well, because it's also a special part of what makes this such a holistic experience. Yeah, so the presidency is pretty cool. And it's just a fun thing, but it's also landed with like some things that have just stuck around for years that people love and still use to this day. So we appreciate our members for, feeling that they want to be that involved. It really is a community first endeavor, what it says right here. No monthly fees. You can read about what people are saying about that. The whole curriculum is here. I'm going to go behind the scenes with that. I actually just want to get to the pricing and the bonuses. So right now you have these 3 bonuses. Now, it doesn't matter what plan you invest in, if you join the VEA or the VEA Legacy, if you pay in full, if you pay on a payment plan, everybody gets these. So you're getting Get Clients Now. This is an action-based course that will land you clients. It's literally what it says on the tin, with a tried, tested method that you can use over a 3-week period, and you can use it over there's a spelling mistake there. A 3-week opioid. That's terrible. I'll fix that. This is normally $175. You're getting that completely for free. You're also getting a 21-day rapid breakthrough therapy program. This helps you overcome limiting money beliefs. So it's kind of any beliefs. You can use this for any sort of underlying deep beliefs that you're struggling with. This is a really unique, transformative, and powerful offering that is usually offered at $1,500 if you were to get this independently. This is super unique to what we offer. It really does lend to the experience in such a powerful way. People that take this, they do it, and then like the next day they're like, oh my god, I landed a free K client. This is powerful stuff. And then with the wonderful Kim again, she's got a whole module for you, a new module, Mindset, Self-Care, and Empowerment Boost. So this is self-care and connection tools to help you stay healthy and happy in your business. This is usually $100 and it's completely free for you. So you're going to get all of this at no additional cost when you join, no matter what plan, no matter which tier. These are great bonuses. And I want you to consider them that they're not bonuses. Consider it like you spent 5K on them. Like really consider it like you spent, because these are powerful bonuses. There's not just some fluff to make it look better. Like these are really cool bonuses that are on offer right now that are actually genuinely changing people's business and lives. And then I'm going to go through the pricing now. If you get the legacy edition, you get 8 more courses involved. So, you got the VEA and the whole curriculum and the community. With the legacy, you've got all our business building courses. So you've got the WordPress kit, which is usually $500 or $499. Includes the Divi theme, which is $89. So you get a free, beautiful theme. You learn how to use all of that, which means not only do you build yourself a beautiful website as a VA or a freelancer, you're also able to offer that as a premium skill set for your clients. We've got VIP Day Mastery. This one is such a favorite, and I understand why. It's one of my favorites, and it was one of my favorite things to film and produce as well. This is how to design transformative 4-figure days. So taking your services and clients to a whole new level, creating high impact premium experiences where, imagine this, right? This is how I got to 6 figures, essentially, was by having multiple retainer clients and knowing my capacity. And when I had a quieter month, I would offer VIP days or little projects for a higher ticket price, and be sort of in and out of someone's business real quick. So this is really nice. Like imagine making 4 figures in a day with the services that you are learning and learning through the VEA and learning on the job with clients, being able to transform them into really high impact, amazing client experiences as well through VIP days. You've got a podcast management kit. So we talked about that. Podcast management is a hot skill to have right now. Who doesn't have a podcast? Oh, it's me. I should probably start one. But anyone has a podcast these days. This is an extensive course, and people are loving that as well. We've got so many podcast managers in the group. Client experience, I talked about that earlier, so I won't dive much more, but how to dazzle and delight your clients and make them keep coming back for more. The Contracts Plus bundle. So while we do have a contract in the VEA, the Contracts Plus covers you for just a few more variations of different payment scenarios. You've got the Sales and Marketing Mastery Workshop. So, the difference between sales and marketing, how to apply it to your business specifically, come up with a marketing plan, that kind of thing. And then the niching masterclass. And again, we touch on sales marketing and niching in the VEA, but these are just deep dives. These are like intense deep dives. These are like get your notebook out and like transform your business masterclasses. And then finally, you've got the Facebook networking bundle, because I would be lying if I didn't say I've built my business like 99.9% on Facebook. So I know a lot about how to get clients on Facebook. And again, that lifetime support to the community. So those are the bonus we talked about. Here are the pricing plans. I'm just going to walk you through them real quick. I'm going to check there's no comments here that I need to respond to before I continue. If you have questions as I go as well, please drop them. I am open book. I'm here for you. If you have questions, just drop them in the chat. Pricing right now for the VEA standalone program, the signature program, that is $1,500 US, and we do have payment plans available for you. So let's go check out what they are. I mean, I do know what they are, but I want to show you. I want to show you what this looks like and how you would go through this process. So you can pay one-time fee, $1,500, split pay over 4 months, $375, or split pay over 6 months, $250. We don't penalize you if you choose to pay on a payment plan. There's no upcharge on that because I think it's unethical. But so whichever one is easier for you. If you choose for the legacy, which we just talked about, all those additional courses, all those business building, specialized business building programs, in addition to the core programming, that's $1,900. The total value of that is like almost $6K. So for just a $400 upgrade, you're getting all of those courses. If you were to buy them individually, you're looking at this kind of number. So let's look at the payment plans here. You've got $1,900 in full, And if you pay in full, there are some bonuses as well, which I'll talk about in just a moment. Split pay 475 over 4 months, or you've got 8 months here at 23750. Now, as you can see, this is actually a little lower than the VEA standalone if you split over 8 months. So if you already know like 250 is probably like where you're at comfortable wise for like financing this program, and you want to get the legacy, 2 more months at a lower rate is probably the better winner here for you. So if you pay in full on either of these plans, you're also going to get Create Opportunities t-shirt. What is that phrase? Does anyone know the phrase that I always say? If anyone knows it, drop it in the chat. Curious. But what's up, Simone? Nice to see you here. Simone is you know what? Let's just give a round of applause to Simone. Simone is one of my mentors, and he's been fabulous help to me in the past few weeks. So just want to shout him out. Yes, you're getting the Create Opportunities t-shirt. If anyone remembers that phrase that I said in the masterclass, drop that in the chat because you were obviously listening. And you also get a DNK approved VA sticker. And I've never offered this before, and I've been having so much fun doing these. You also get a 20-minute kickstart coaching call with me. And I don't want you to take that lightly. I just did one of these yesterday with Erica, who just joined. And she had said to me that this was one of the best parts of joining already, was like it just put everything at ease and into perspective. And I gave her so many personalized insights in how to move forward and how to use the program uniquely for her. And it was also just so much fun getting to know her. I love getting to know everyone who comes through our digital doors. So if you pay in full, you're getting those 3 extra things as well. Anita beat you to it, Kim. Anita says, stop looking for jobs and create opportunities. Yes, indeed. That is the phrase of the century of the business or something. So those are the payment plans. Those are the bonuses. And now we're going to do what I promised, and we're going to go behind the scenes. I'm going to give you a little tour of what it is behind the curtain. So let's get this open. I'm going to show you the program first, and then I'm going to show you the community. And then we're going to wrap this up. Unless there's more questions here, I'm happy to take them. And if you still have questions, you can still drop them in the chat. I'll come back afterwards. Or you can reach out to us, support@digitalnomadkit.com. And what I always say, I say this every time we open enrollment. If you go on that sales page and you're like, oh, I really like Andrea's story, or I really like Nancy's story, reach out to those people. Their names are on there. They're willingly on there. They're happy to be reached out to. You can reach out to them and ask them for feedback, ask them for, what their experiences are like. Because I think hearing it from me is one thing. Hearing it from the people who are succeeding and have been succeeding for some time is a completely different thing. So feel free to do that. I have no issue with you doing that. They have no issue with you doing that. That's part of the agreement when they're in the program. Like, they're happy to talk about this program because they're happy in the program. Okie dokie. Let's get this open. And Kim, if you wouldn't mind just dropping the link one more time, that would be fabulous. For anyone who's coming on a little bit later, here is the link that you can, go check out. That was the page that we were just looking at together. You can go through that on your own time, make an educated, informed decision. And I'm taking my sweet time opening this because I'm not very good at multitasking. All right, here we go. Okay. So this is what the program looks like behind the scenes here. So I'm not going to go through every single module or every single lesson because we'll be here for a while. It is a comprehensive program. It will take you from the absolute beginnings, the basics, to the specialized stuff, the stuff that's going to help you stand out and make big, big, big money. So let's walk through things here. I just kind of wanted to give you an overview of what the platform looks like, how you can use it, a few examples of some of the things that are in there, and then we'll head on to the community. So in all the lessons, there's going to be a variation of media types. We've got videos, audios, worksheets, podcast style lessons. I'm going to pause that before that gets loud. But in any of these videos, you can speed me up, slow me down, download the transcript, put captions on, turn captions off. So to make it as accessible as possible, you've got all those options available to you. Once you're finished, you will complete and continue. Now, at the end of this program, you do get a certificate as well. We do require you to complete the program. There's a few benchmarks that you'll need to meet, but it's nothing that will be too difficult because you will know it by the time you get through. So in the first sort of section here, we're really going through, how do I get, oh, here, there we go. In the first sort of section here, we're going through, how to use this program most effectively, how you to get yourself set up, how to set goals for yourself that are, unique to you. And then at the end of this module, like everything we do, there are actionable steps, because what is just consuming, information going to do if you're not putting it to work? So, there's the differences in the doing. This entire program is very actionable. So we've got, quizzes, we've got action steps for you to share what you're doing in the community, get feedback on that, and bunch of cool stuff here. Let's have a look here. This is how to navigate the job opportunities. I'll talk about that too. There's exclusive job opportunities that come through into our community multiple ways. And this kind of talks through how to do that, how to apply to them, how to make sure that you're getting the right foot across. Let's have a look here. So we've got, this is a new one, cybersecurity essentials for VAs and freelancers. We also have a little quiz there to make sure you understood. Identifying your existing skills, naming your business. This is actually cool. We have some really cool little tools in here that just make learning fun, because for me, I'm like, there's absolutely no point, 0 point in starting a business if you're not going to have fun with it as well. Otherwise, you're just creating this like sterile prison of your own design, right? So we have this business name generator for VAs. If you're struggling coming up with a business name, you can use this tool. I've made a few little nifty tools like this throughout the program that you can use. Let's give an example. Your service area is mixed or general. You want a friendly type of name. Let's say your name is Kim. Number of names. Give me 10 names to play with. Personal touch, things I like. Cats, coffee. I'm just making stuff up. I don't actually like coffee at all. Dinosaurs. That one's true. Okay, let's see what we got here. See, we've got all these different names now. And now they're not necessarily going to be like the one you use, but it helps you come up with something that feels good. And then you can check if the domains are available right here. So there's all kinds of nifty little tools in here that you won't find elsewhere necessarily, which we're really proud of, because we really do try to make this learning process fun. This next section is all about sort of legal structures, different legal structures in different countries, what terminology you're looking for when it comes to setting up your business, and depending on the country you're in, your tax obligations. What else we got here? We've got the D&K pricing strategy that always wins the client. It literally does. Here we've got lots of tools like how to do invoicing through some of the more common tools called tools that will make your clients feel comfortable. We also have here like a bonus, because as we know, a lot of you are digital nomads, and or you want to be digital nomads, you want to travel a lot. So there's a few little travel related things as you go through as well, like how to do credit card hacking so that you can travel for free, right? So anything that I feel was beneficial to you guys gets put in here. And we have so many guest experts. That was one of our guest expert sessions. How to create portfolio, setting up your LinkedIn effectively. What else have we got here? LinkedIn tips with Sammy Gardner. How to land clients, relationship marketing, templates for reaching out to your network, 75 Facebook groups to grow your business in right now. These are active groups that, have promo opportunities or just a great place to network. We've got, practicing your declaration on real people, how to have impactful discovery calls, why they're important, tools to do them effectively, questions you might want to ask your potential clients. What else have we got? We've actually got this session with Jay Gemma, who is a sales expert, talking all about how to navigate, kind of what, who was talking about that earlier? I think it was Ruth who was talking about the sales stuff. This one's for you, Ruth. This is reframing sales, essentially. Let me see. I'm on the wrong tab here. You've got a lot of deep dives on tools here. So all the tools that you'll be using with your clients, from Slack to Loom to Zoom to Calendly to all kinds of things. If you go through this, it gets deeper and deeper. We've got password sharing tools, the ins and outs of tracking time, project management tools. Which project management tools should you use? We've got Trello, Asana, ClickUp. So anyone who's like, I need to know all the tools that my clients need, this is for you. This one, actually, we just had some feedback on this class. This one of my longest standing clients, Carrie Giocaris, and big shout out to her. We did a session on clients' perspectives. So hearing from clients themselves what they're looking for from VAs, what they are searching when they're looking for them, what expectations they have. This was incredibly insightful from somebody who's hired a lot of people in the virtual space. And someone had just posted, I think, a week ago in the group saying that this was mega insightful and it was recommending everyone to go and watch it if they haven't. Like, I want to stress to you, as you go through the program and you see something that says bonus, watch it. It's not just like a bonus, like, oh, it's like a fluffy bonus. It's like a bonus that's like relevant to what we're talking about in the moment and will give you that additional juicy insight you might not find elsewhere. This one's cool, all about Scribe. I love Scribe. Scribe is one of my favorite tools. How to use Scribe to create SOPs automatically. You get the idea. This is a fantastic, in-depth, amazing program. Can you automate? Should you automate? As you see, it's getting more in-depth as you go. We have guest experts all along the way throughout here. If I get someone in the community, I'm going to stop sharing the screen. If I get someone into the community to give a session on something, it's because I know that person is top of the game in what they do. We pay our experts to come in monthly and do these sessions. They're not just anybody. Not anybody can just do it. They need to be good at what they do. They need to be known for what they do. They need to have results in what they do. Only then do they get in. We only get the best of the best. What did I say about up-to-date learning, relevant training, relevant to what you're specifically trying to build? That's why we have the best of the best. So that's just a quick behind the scenes. I'll get to give you a couple of more things that we have here. For example, we start going into the AI stuff here. We have GPT creation with Brittany. We have the best ways freelancers can use AI to thrive without replacing themselves. That's also with Brittany. We have how to add affiliate marketing, consulting, product creation to the mix so that you're diversifying your income. So many things, and you will get your badges and you will get a certificate at the end of that. And then we have the replay vault, which is the replays of all of the sessions we do in the group so you don't miss them. So that's what the program looks like. It's easy to navigate. It's simple. It's a clean interface. You've got all these different ways of learning and navigating through there. And I want to stress, while it's an A to Z program, if you find yourself landing a client, for example, in the first couple of modules, there's nothing stopping you skipping ahead, grabbing that contract you need, going through the client communications modules, absolutely nothing. Laura, no, most of them aren't paid subscriptions. Laura's asking if all the tools that we cover are paid subscriptions. One of the cool things about being a freelancer or a VA is a lot of the tools have free plans for basic usage, which you're only going to exceed once you have a certain amount of clients on there or a certain workload on there, which is only happening if you're getting paying clients, right? So once you're getting those paying clients, you can then afford to pay for those tools. And I will say just right out of the gate, some of our most accomplished freelancers and VAs, they're not spending more than $150 a month and they're making $1,000 a month. They're making thousands of dollars a month, but they're not paying more than like $150 for tools. Tools are not, one of the things I love about this business is it's a pretty lean model. When you invest in your learning, beyond that, the tools are not really that expensive, especially when you're getting started. I think like 99.999% of the tools, if not 100% of them, I'm not going to say 100 just in case there's one, but they're going to have free plans that you get started on. Kim says, almost all my clients will provide you access to the tools that they use. That's also true. So if they use a paid version of a tool, you just have access to it. You're not necessarily having to pay for that. In order to learn them before you can use the free version of the tools. Absolutely. So for example, I'm not sure what the latest is on Dubsado. I'd have to ask Monica, who does all our tools training, who's fabulous, by the way. She does all our technical tools training. But Monica had said that with Dubsado, for example, for the first 3 clients, it's free. And then after that, you start paying. But if you have 3 paying clients and you get 4 paying clients, you can afford to pay it. And it's still going to be like, it's a low subscription. They're not mega crazy subscriptions or anything. So for full transparency, your cost of doing business is low. And this is why when it comes to client experience, I'm always a big fan of using payment processes that your clients know, instead of trying to like cut corners and like, I don't want to pay the 2.5% fee or whatever it is, or the 30 cents. And that's cost of doing business. You want it to be seamless for your clients to pay you. You want to make it easy for your clients to pay you, but I could go on a whole long tangent about that. Lucy also said that I found when you cancel the free subscription, sometimes they give you discounts. That is true. You know, when you go to like leave like Amazon Prime or something, they're like, would you want to stay for half the price? That's true. A lot of softwares will do that for you as well. Yeah. Adobe Suite for like $30. Yeah. And if you have like really specialized tools specific to what you do, sometimes they're going to be a one-time fee. For example, maybe it's a video editing software that's a one-time fee, or maybe it's an annual fee, something like that. And it's only going to be some of those more really specialized ones, which ideally the specializations are also coming with clients, right? So all the tools, I'm pretty sure all the tools that we cover have free versions, if not next to free versions. So that's not really a big thing to need to consider beyond when it comes to things you need to pay for. Okay, let me show you the community, and then I'm only gonna stick around for a few more minutes because we're going over a little bit here. I appreciate those of you who are sticking around, but I do want to show you behind the scenes on the community and just talk a little bit about the job opportunities while I do that as well. Let me get this open. I just want to say it's lovely to have you here, Lucy. We haven't hung out virtually in a while, so it's nice to have you here. All right, let's share this. So it's nice and easy. This is the community. And again, I'm just going to reiterate what I said at the beginning. This community is second to none. It is very unique. We have won awards for our community endeavors. It is a very unique space. The way that we manage it is very unique. The way that everyone takes shared responsibility is very unique. So let's have a quick look through here. We have obviously our welcome post for our new members. We have all our upcoming events here. Okay, Heike has a question here, and it is answered. Kelly has a question here, and it is answered exceptionally well. In fact, I was very impressed with this answer by Beata. You will never have a question that goes unanswered for more than 24 hours, and if not within minutes or in the first hour or two. We have a policy as team. We have a policy that nothing goes more than 24 hours without answers. But because of this incredible community and because of the amazing experts you have here, like Beata, who's a group expert in tech and design, and all these other wonderful people jumping in here, you're getting expert feedback across the board, all hours of the day. We have our Thankful Friday post. Everybody laughs at me because I can't pronounce my THs. So we went from Thankful Thursdays to Thankful Fridays. It was a nicer way to wrap up the week. Yolanda, welcome Yolanda. She's a newbie here who's just joined in this cohort. So you'll get to hang out with Yolanda at the meet and greet and orientation session next week, which if you have joined, you'll want to be there. If you can be there live, it's super fun. There's going to be speed networking. You're going to get to know the other people in the group that's just joined with you. That's always a fun thing to do. Indira is posting about a job that's available right now. I posted about a job that's available right now. Anne is new here as well. Welcome, Anne, doing her little introduction post and everyone saying hi in the chat. Accountability group matchup. So we encourage you to meet accountability buddies as people are connecting here. This is the welcome post, the Ask Me Anything sessions, where I'm giving you personalized, in-depth feedback, not just anything. So Rihanna had a question about her clients, which she was asking about sort of boundaries being crossed. I gave her in-depth feedback on how to manage that situation. Amy's new here, gave her some feedback. Stacey's asking lots of yeah, I mean, like, you're getting in-depth, like, coaching style feedback from me in here. Mondays, we have Monday Manifest. Melquia is who our current president. So when you come in the group and you're like, that's not Hannah. No, that's Melquia. Melquia is our current president. We talked about the Inner Circle presidency. So Melquia has been jumping in and supporting people, and she hosted a live session last week as well. So as you can see, it's a very engaged community where people really do feel part of something special. This is a post where people are offering, referral bonuses. This is the newbie meet and greet next week. So I definitely recommend coming. This is the world map. I'm going to open this up because this is cool. This is real cool. So this is the world map. This was actually started by one of our presidents, Allison, years ago, as one of those things that stuck. And now when people join the group, they're able to put their location. So you can see what a global, incredible community we have. Let's say we're going over to Berlin for vacation or, weekend trip. We're going to Berlin. Who's around? Where's Berlin on the map? I'm going to get this all wrong. You guys see my lack of geography now. Actually, I'm pretty good at geography. Not on individual cities, though. I think it's somewhere up here now. Oh, here we go. Berlin. Yeah. We're going to Berlin. We can go hang out with Nicole. We can go hang out with Justine. We're going to go over to New York now, where we just had a meetup a month and a half ago. I think it was one of our biggest meetups. I didn't realize how many of you are in New York, or at least in the New York region. People came from all over Pennsylvania, Connecticut. I think that's such a weird way to say the name of that state. It should be Connecticut. Anyway, yeah, so let's go over there. We've got, who we got there? We got Anne-Marie, we got Yanni, we've got Zeph, we've got Rochelle, we've got Danica, we've got another Michelle. So this is a really cool way that people are getting to hang out in real life. And this is why we have so many meetups around the world. Lucy's in Lima, Peru right now. Lucy's traveling. I've met up with Lucy a couple of times. I know she's met with a few others as well. So as you travel, or even if you're just at home or you just want to go to the city near you, there's going to be someone that you can hang out with. We have so many cool meetups happening. That's pretty much all I want to show you today. I mean, we can go through some of the events that are upcoming. Kim has one of the self-care sessions happening tomorrow. So as we only have 24 hours left, if you want to join Kim's self-care session tomorrow, I'm going to bring her backstage in a minute and have her come on. Now's the time to join, because with their monthly, and the next one is tomorrow. Let's just bring Kim on and she can talk about that real briefly. And then I'll just reiterate those payment plans one more time, and we'll let you get back to your weekends. But let's begin. Hey, Kim.
Yay. Hi, everybody. Hi. Good to be chatting with you in the chat. I've been like switching between all the little different platforms and just like writing to people. It's been so fun. All right. Yeah. This Sunday, tomorrow, we'll be diving into the topic of redefining success, aligning work with your values. And I think it's such an important one. And that's really what we're doing in all these self-care connection sessions that are happening every Sunday, the last Sunday of every month. And in there, we're coming together in this space to pause, reflect, and recharge together. In these guided sessions, we're exploring practical tools and practices to support your well-being as a virtual assistant and online entrepreneur. Because what are you? A business owner. Yes, and we're helping you reconnect with yourself, your purpose, and each other. I think that's one of the most important points of these sessions, because we're connecting human to human, business owner to business owner, sharing in that space, supporting each other in that way. And yeah, it's always lovely to see everybody come back and be like freshly energized and have some clarity around things, because you're a whole human being. Even though, you show up in business, you're a human being, and people work with people, is what Hannah always says. Yeah. So really, doing that work on checking in with yourself, who you want to work with, what you want to do, it's an ongoing process. People think that's a one and done thing and you're done, you've done it once and, it's always going to stay like that. That's not the case. You got to check in regularly.
Absolutely. Yeah. And people absolutely love Kim's sessions. We're so grateful to have her coming in monthly. We talked about how we have guest educational experts. You have the AMA with me twice a week. We have the co-working every week. We have decluttering session every month. And while that sounds like a lot, you come to what you want to come to and you leave what doesn't work for you, but we have you covered for all the kinds of different support that you may need. And it's going to change. There's going to be times where you're like, I'm feeling a bit down on myself. I'm going to make sure I'm going to start coming up to Kim's sessions a little bit more because I could use that boost. Or you might be like, oh my God, my work's a mess. I'm going to start coming to the decluttering sessions. Or, oh my God, I could use some accountability, so you can come to the co-working session. So while I'm saying all this is available, I'm also saying all of this is available for years to come. Don't feel like you need to come to every single thing. That can be overwhelming. Come to what you need, leave what you don't need, check in with the group when you need feedback, jump into the course as you need it, skip ahead, skip back as you need things. This is yours to design as you need it to be, wherever you're at in your business, whether you're right at the beginning or you're years down the line, you've got multiple clients, or something happens, you change lanes, or something happens in your life where you're unable to work for a while, you need to get back on the wagon. There are so many different ways that this program can support you, beyond just I'm learning how to do services for people. Yes, that's a huge part of it, but it's how you do it. It's how you approach your life around it. It's how you connect with other people. It's a lesson in networking effectively, just being in that community. And Kim's sessions are such a powerful piece of the puzzle for different people at different stages for different reasons. So we're really, really grateful to have you in there. Thank you so much for offering them.
I love them. I love connecting with everybody in there.
All right, I'm kicking you backstage again.
Okay.
Back in the comments, Kim. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. I will quickly just speak on the job opportunities. And you know what? I'm going to share my screen one more second because you're still here and it means you're interested in checking this out. So otherwise you would have left. I'm going to show you... Just going to bring up Gianna's comment here. Decluttering sessions, co-working sessions, and Kim Gort sessions are highly productive, insightful sessions. Love to hear that, Gianna. Thank you so much. We love having you at them. In fact, let's just quickly speak on Gianna's recent session. Gianna is one of our guest experts. I think 2 months back now, or 3 months back, she did an incredible session on project management, because guess what? When you're a freelancer or VA, you're managing projects, whether you call yourself a project manager or not. And she gave a really powerful, actionable framework for people to manage projects better. So we're very grateful to have had her expertise in the program as well. Thank you so much, Gianna. All right, I'm going to share my screen one last time here because I want to show you how this works, because it's fun for you to see that, you know, there's a flip side of D&K, of the business as a whole. There's a flip side of what I do, which you don't necessarily see, but I want you to see it because it benefits you. So let me share this. So obviously, you're learning all this amazing stuff. And so what happens with that is that you want to get clients, right? But not only that, I've been in the industry for so long now that I have people coming to me very regularly saying, well, do you have someone who can help me with this? Do you have someone who can help me with that? Do you have someone who can help me with this? And so, yeah, I do, of course, because if people go through the VEA, the Virtual Excellence Academy, they are damn excellent. So I'm like, yeah, I know a lot of people. So when people say that to me, or if people say that to other members of the community, this is a page that you can send your clients to if it's something you don't do. And we keep our referrals in the community here. They come to this hiring page and they have two ways that they can hire from our community. They can post a free job advertisement if they need to obviously meet some criteria, because we're making sure that we're only getting the best of the best. These are often going to be people that I know personally, who have been referred to me, or they're people that members of our community know personally or have been referred to them personally. So they can post a free job ad, which you actually have a separate Slack channel for those jobs. We teach you how to use Slack in the community. So if you don't know how to use that, you will need to know how to use Slack anyway, but the jobs are hosted on Slack. The reason, there are times where they come in waves. Typically they're like kind of seasonal, like we'll get a bunch at once and then it'll be a little bit quiet, then it'll be a bunch at once. But when we were getting a bunch at once, as you can see, that might overwhelm that community from the core purposes, just like daily support, right? So we move them over to Slack. So you'll just get a ping on your phone. If you have the Slack app, you're like, cool, let me check it out. If it's me, you can apply. And then we have a different way that people can put jobs in there. That's the VIP matchmaking service. Now, I want to just stress, you don't pay for this. You never pay for this. You never pay to access these jobs, ever. So what I'm saying, again, years and years of access to exclusive job opportunities at no cost to you is already makes the course fee worth it. Like, honestly, if you would take, I thought about this, and like just access to the Slack channel is worth a lot of money. But these VIP matchmaking service, what happens is the client doesn't want to go through the process of finding someone. They're unsure. Maybe they haven't hired before. They don't have time, all those reasons that people hire people for. They're hiring me to find you. So I will post an exclusive job opportunity into, the Slack job fairy posts it, not me. And it gets posted, and then you will apply, but you will apply to our team. We will then select the free, most aligned folks for that role and connect you directly with that client. We never take a cut from you. If you work with that client, that is a free service for you. The client pays for that. The client pays to be connected with the best of the best. So you're getting those exclusive job opportunities, and I think it's cool to show you how they come in and what the process is, so that you understand where those people are coming from and why they're good clients, because these are not clients that are coming and pay people $5 an hour. These people are people who understand that when they invest in something valuable, it's going to come back tenfold, because investing in people who invest in themselves, that makes a difference. One of the benefits that we always tell our matchmaking clients is that not only are you investing in people who are highly trained, you're investing in people who are continuously learning, who have access to a support community when they have a problem working on your project, right? So it's like an added benefit for your clients too, to have the support community. We get people coming and say, I'm having this issue with my client's website. Can someone help me? And you're getting like a team of people to help you without being a team, just because people are generously supporting their peers in the Virtual Excellence Academy. So it's a benefit for clients to have access to well-trained, incredible human beings who also have support, so that they're not completely reliant on the client or not able to fix things. So that's a really powerful piece that not a lot of people like touch on a lot, but it really is powerful when they realize like, oh man, I've got access to like hive mind here, All right, that is it, friends. So once more, I'll reiterate, it's open for 24 hours, just over 24 hours. The Virtual Excellence Academy in this cohort. You'll want to join now. Why? Because we have 3 of those amazing bonuses for you. We have those amazing pay in full bonuses for you as well. That is the D&K Create Opportunities t-shirt. You're getting a sticker for your laptops, your notebooks. You're getting a one-on-one kickstart coaching call with me, which people have been really, really enjoying. If you've already joined, I want to once more give you a warm welcome. I can't wait to see you on the meet and greet next week as well. That's going to be super fun. I'm already seeing you hanging out in the group. If you haven't made your introduction yet, make an introduction. Let people know who you are. That's how you start making friends and connections in there. But yeah, it's a really powerful experience. And honestly, I mean, if you're looking to become a VA or freelancer, if you're like, I've been thinking about this for long enough, now's the time to jump in. There isn't a better way that you could do this. You will not need to buy another program because we have that ongoing support, the ongoing training, the ongoing education, and the support from a team and everybody else backing you for years to come. So if you're on the fence and you want to have a call with us, there's a link to book a call on the page. If you want to WhatsApp with us, if you're a bit more nervous with calls, that's fine. You can send us a WhatsApp message. We're going to put my number on that page as well, my personal number. I want you to make an educated, informed decision, and I want you to join us. This is a really powerful program, and I'm like I said, selling is selling. I'm just telling you facts. This is a program that people get results from. If you want results and you want support and you want community, and you want accountability, and you want this to be a sustainable long-term career, the Virtual Excellence Academy is a fantastic choice, and I really hope to see you there. I appreciate all the questions in the chat. I appreciate all the engagement in the chat. You're so welcome, Janine. Kim, thank you so much for being in the chat as well and supporting folks there. Yeah, got questions? Drop them. We'll pop in later and jump in, or support@digitalnomadkit.com, or I'll put my WhatsApp number on the sales page, which I've never done that before. So you're going to have my personal number. Don't stalk me. All right. Bye, everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend.